As you already know, palm oil is well priced, so we expect palm oil imports to continue at this pace of 8 to 9 lakh tons per month. So that is, even we heard from the various experts also in the Indian veg oil sector saying that from the global, we also heard that Indian demand and Indian buying pace is very, very important for the prices. But since the pipeline has been dry for last many months, now the pipeline demand is coming up. So I expect palm prices to be somewhat in the narrow range, consolidated and stable. And why? Because it is cheaper than soybean oil. Having said that, we also require bean oil at this juncture because the mustard prices in India are actually going up. So we'll have a right combination of palm oil imports, soybean oil imports and sun oil imports at the moment. And then we have to just manage with this situation till November. By then the kharif crops will come because the monsoon is very, very good.
Is there any supply concern for bean oil?
No, I don't think there is any supply concerns right now in bean oil because the price, depending on the price, at this price if there is demand, obviously soybean oil imports also will happen.
When does this flower crop will be harvested?
The crop will be harvested sometime in October, so September end. So the new prices of sun oil we will be able to know some. They should come down a little bit from the current level because the Ukraine-Russia Black Sea combined crop is at least 4 to 5 million tons higher than last year. Last year was a big drop. So this year the crops will be normal again.
Will our Indian consumer will be comfortable at this level, price level?
With the recent duty cut that has been done in the May month, barring mustard oil which have actually gone up, all other oils are in a very, very affordable range right now in terms of prices. So I don't think there is, it's a right balance today. Mustard prices are above MSP, oil prices are okay with the duty cut. So I think it is a right balanced approach to the...
Does government take any action in respect to the prices because the prices are in the festival season may go up? These are already, they are back to the 31st May level. So will the government take any action?
I don't think, at least I feel that there is no need for any immediate intervention in terms of duty structures right now because it's at a comfortable balanced stage right now.
Nepal volume has not come down. Nepal volume is on the same as like. So what do you feel Nepal का कैसे handle करें?
It is a problem that we as IVPA have been trying to work out a win-win situation for this after imports, especially driven by Nepal, that too mainly in soybean oil actually. So given that situation, it might appear that 1 lakh ton which comes from Nepal is actually small compared to the monthly. But when you look at the eastern market and the north markets, out of soybean oil imports of let's say 2.5 lakh tons, 1 lakh tons is a big volume. It used to create a very big non-level playing field between the Indian importer at the high duty and the zero duty from Nepal. And the same origin countries used to route imports through Nepal. It was creating a problem in prices. While it was not benefiting the consumers, it was just activated all the traders to buy and was hurting the domestic industry. So going ahead, one of the solutions that we thought of is to look very closely at the value addition norms and also canalize these imports through government agencies so that any price benefit due to zero duty can remain within the system, and the same oil can be given for public distribution or released into the market at the market prices. There is no problem.
Our oilseed production is stagnant for the last many years. There is no such move, and I talked to many people. There is a government is working, but there is no work on the ground.
I think actually import dependency, which used to be 64-65%, has come down to 57-58% only because the domestic soybean crop and the domestic mustard crops have gone up, yielding more oil to the consumption. So I think as we go along with the increase in the oil palm, local oil palm, as it doubles from 3 lakh tons, the mustard has been cited as a very good example for progressing the self-sufficiency drive. Oil palm is a very good alternative. Groundnut oil, which doesn't have import substitution, is a good option. So oil palm mission basically targeting the development of the hybrid varieties to address the yield issue. I think that is a step in the right direction. IVPA has actually recommended that it should be on a mission mode with about 35,000 crores in the next 5 years on for the self-sufficiency drive. But I think as we cross this stage, I expect the National Mission on Oilseed to continue and complement it with other schemes that are there as per the suggestions of the various industry, trade bodies and associations and experts. So as more money and focus is given into that, I think it's a long-term thing. But in the next 10 years, if we are able to bring down our import dependency to below 45% or 40%, yeah, I think it is possible, and it is very, very necessary to do so.
What about DDGs?
What about it?
DDGs.
You see, this is what I call is the circularity of the complexity of the markets. Because of impetus given to ethanol, the lot of corn and rice, of course, is a different product, but the corn started getting used for ethanol production. The DDGS being a byproduct, it has made a very good, cheaper substitution for the feed industry, especially in the layer industry as against the broiler industry. So, due to that competition of meal to soya meal, the soybean prices have been low. So, one of the solutions is to make DDGS expensive by way of some taxes or GST, or we have to the oil prices have to go up higher in order to compensate for the low meal realizations. Otherwise, I don't see any other solution.
Vijay Tata said that for the next 5 years, the mustard cake price are stabilized in the rupees 20 and 22 rupees kg. Do you feel that the milling industry will not get a good price for this mustard?
Yeah, mustard is all about what price is to be given to the farmers. So, as against the MSP, at this juncture, the prices are much higher than the MSP.
More than 30%.
Yeah, so I think depending on the global situation, or otherwise sometimes we see that when the prices of a particular oil goes up, the consumption drops. Okay, they will shift. Like there are a lot of areas where people will shift to rice bran oil or some other oil, maybe soybean oil. So due to that, the price will itself will be a solution for mustard. But due to this very good prices, the plantings in November and December will be expected to be good with a very fair remuneration for the mustard farmers. So we can expect the November-December planting to be very good, so that we have a much better crop by April next year in mustard.
What crop should we prefer, soya or mustard?
No, I think we need everything. In order of priority, if you say we need mustard, we need groundnut, we need rice bran oil, we need soybean oil. Soybean is a very, very important for the, not just for the oil component, but for the meal. You see, we require, the veg oil sector has to be looked upon in a comprehension, in a comprehensive manner, because the soya DOC is required for aqua, it is required for the poultry industry, which are growing. These two industries are growing. At the end of the day, they are also part of the food chain, food security or food chain, I would say. So soya bean is also a very important crop. It is a different thing how we approach and take advantage of it. In some months off season, maybe you will have to import some soya meal like you are doing now. And in some months where the domestic crop is at peak, November, December, January, March, in those months, India can be an exporter, because at the end of the day, in the whole veg oil sector, the export potential is majorly there only in soya meal and rapeseed meal.
Why government is not caring for the keeping these duties linked to this MSPs? What is the issue there?
No, ultimately government takes a lot of decisions. We commend the government action in terms of procurement of soybeans. So much soybeans have been procured to support the MSPs. And the oilseed mission, palm mission is one of the steps in the right direction. So the government will continue to act to produce and support and defend the MSP in oilseed. I think it is well understood that we need a bigger domestic crops. So I don't see a problem in that. What I see is that as IVPA, what we have recommended is a dynamic duty system wherein, according to the global volatility, you can adjust the MRP and MSP in a manner that you can make short-term and quick changes in the duty
What is the issue in this?
instead of waiting for longer term. If you do delay these decisions and take a big duty cut or increase, then lot of issues will get disturbed. So we want a more smooth functioning.
Why don't you ask like in Indonesia, every month they have to fix the duty like in India?
No, we don't have to. We don't have to compare anything because India needs to find solutions for our own problems in our own way. Okay, so the system is very clear. It is not very complex. That you can calibrate and balance between all the stakeholders, mainly farmers, keeping your strategic goals. So this has been considered and discussed at various levels in government. At one stage, it will.
Is government sincere to hike our productions, oilseed productions particularly?
Otherwise, while the government is extremely concerned, at least in our dialogue, every time we see the concern about the self-sufficiency drive, the government is very much interested to help the domestic oilseed growth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you.